I love cameras like a fat boy loves chocolate cake.
So, what's up all the camera loving people? Welcome to the Mijonju show where we talk about some cool cameras and we talk about some cool things. The Rollei 35. And some of my, well, not like a review, you know, because Mijonju show reviews aren't really reviews. I just talk about how I feel about the camera usually, most of the time. This is a zone focusing camera. A lot of people don't really use this camera is because they don't really like to zone focus. But like I said in some of my old videos, if you go check it out, zone focusing is an essential technique that you have to know if you're really into photography, right? And so yeah, mine is kind of used like kind of dense and stuff. Before I go into the review of this camera, of what I think and my thoughts about it, I'm gonna show you how it works. And it's a cool thing here where you just do this, you hold this, and you can actually lens inside, so it's more compact. Okay, and this is not a half frame or anything. It's a full size 35mm film camera. Full size. You know, think of all the new full size cameras out there right now that in digital form. They're gigantic, but this is really small. This is full size 35mm. It's a 40mm 3.5. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the distance and the calculations and stuff. It's a weird thing to have like a 40mm lens. Usually it's always like 35, 28 or something like that. This on 40, it's kind of like a 35 but a little narrower. It's good for street. At some point it depends, like people like to use 35mm for street. Well, I mean not the film size, but the 35mm focal length lenses. Then 40 is pretty close to that, and it's really compact. So right, this is how it works. You want to put film in it, you go to the bottom, you do this. Turn it up like that, and basically, there you go. It's the base. It's very much like the other rangefinders. It's not a rangefinder. It's not a rangefinder camera. It's a viewfinder camera because this is a viewfinder. It's not a rangefinder. Right? You put the negative here. You put the roll negative like this. Here, this is my test film, by the way. Okay, and then you cock. So it goes in. So you close this back, and you put the base back, and then lock. And it's really cool. There's a counter over here, and the counter jumps until it's 1. You can actually put it on use. I'm not quite there. Okay, there you go. Now it's on the first frame, and then you can start shooting. That's how you're gonna use it if you don't put a battery in it. You can actually put a battery in it, and the meter would work. What you do is you adjust the aperture over here, you adjust the shutter speed over here, and then when the meter matches, that means you got the exposure right. So basically you just twist it around until you get it to the right point where the white bar matches with the red bar. How do you rewind your film back into your canister so that you can get it to develop? So you do this up over here, put it up, okay, and then you take this out like this. Beep. Turn it until it goes back up all the way. And one of the really cool designs is that when you have this up, you can't really cock to the next, you can't really advance to the next frame, so it's safety. And ta-da! Your negative. Oh, you should always wind it back all the way into the canister, but this is a test film that I usually just use. So I'm not going to wind it back up in case I'm going to use it for the next video on the show. The battery compartment, you actually need a X13 battery, which is pretty easy to find. Anyway, this is where it's located. And you put the battery in here, and that's mainly for the meter. But if you can light read with your own eyes, you just put a roll of film and you're ready to go. Actually, it's a really, really good camera to be used with a flash, because once you know how to use zone focusing, you can use a smaller aperture, and then flashing with this really compact camera, it really matches up. And the flash that I use with this camera usually is not a big one, but the Lomo color splash flash, it's really nice. It goes very well together. It's basically use negatives for it. There is no, like, you know, the flash is down there, so basically you adjust to the flash, and since it's a viewfinder camera, you you know, like if you want more light on the person's right face or left side, so you can just basically turn like that, or you can even actually shoot like that with your thumb, right? And then you can just cock it like that, you know, take pictures like that. And one of the really interesting things that I know some of the people don't really know is that it's feet. It's written feet here, right? So, you know, as an Asian guy, we calculate things with, we measure stuff in the metric system where we talk about, where we use centimeters or meters. Well, for lenses are usually meters. So it's feet over here. But actually, the cool part is that there's meters below on the bottom of the lens. Okay, camera definitely obvious. I mean, the camera definitely looks like this, you know, aesthetically. But you can use this camera upside down if you're used to using meters, which is up there. You just look for, you know, if you're zone focusing, your mentality is always in the metric system. Then you can use this, the bottom part. You can actually shoot like this. Okay, and people are wondering why you're shooting this camera backwards. Then you can tell them a cool story. Is that because you're using the metric system on the bottom? If you're using this for your with the light meter over here and not your eye meter, light meter, then you don't really have to adjust this, the DIN, the ASA for the film speed, and yeah, there you go. And most of them usually have a bunch of yeah. So it comes with the strap, but I put it in a little leather bag that I have, so I don't put because it doesn't fit if I put it in a leather bag. So really compact camera. I can actually conceal this on my palm. You can on my hand, you know, at a certain extent, right? And you know, because it's, you know, you can conceal it and you can't really find it. All right. So thank you for watching this really short Mijonju show and this short review of this camera. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for watching today's Mijonju show. I'll see you next time real soon. Bye bye.